Welcome to Zen with Gwen Meditation Sessions. Hi, I'm Gwendolyn. For today, let's develop a deeper appreciation of nature and the world around us. This meditation would be best enjoyed outdoors. You can do it as a walking meditation or even just sitting outside, taking in the world around you. If you are indoors today or it's not quite so nice outside, feel free to grab a photo of a beautiful outdoor scene that you would like to look at for our time together. That being said, the weather outside doesn't actually have to be very nice in order to develop an appreciation for it. So I would say the more advanced level of this meditation would be to go outside on a gray, rainy, yucky, maybe snowy or stiflingly too hot day and go through all the same steps to try to appreciate nature even when it's not the most comfortable or enjoyable. One of the biggest changes that I noticed in myself when I started to teach yoga and meditation and dedicate myself more to yoga and meditation was that I didn't used to like the weather unless it was the absolute perfect day. Most kinds of weather bothered me. It was too hot, too cold, too dry, too damp. And at some point I realized in my yoga and meditation journey, I didn't mind the weather anymore, and I didn't do anything to achieve this, but now I wake up on most days and I think, oh, nice day outside. So I hope the same for you here today. It's a process and it can't be forced, but through practicing our skills of non-judgmental awareness, often over time we develop a deeper appreciation for things. And for you and me, maybe that can be the weather. So if you're going to spend your time outside for this meditation session, let's go there now. And if you're going to spend your time inside, that's okay too, but let's get into a position that you'd like to spend this meditation in. Getting comfortable, whatever that means for you today. Being in a position in which you can breathe fairly easily. If you've chosen to do a walking meditation, go ahead and get going. And if you've chosen to do meditation in stillness, let's bring the body into stillness. So yogi's choice, lots of flexibility today. Take what you like, leave what you don't, and make it work for you. As always, let's start with a minute here to breathe. We can start by observing the natural rhythms and patterns of your breath here today. You may like to choose a few words to describe how your breath is today, or simply noticing and thinking to yourself, breath. And then let's begin to shape the breath. So there's nothing really wrong with what it was like before, but you can always improve on perfection. So let's encourage the breath to become deeper, smoother, fuller, expanding into all parts of the rib cage. Every inhale coming in drops deep into the belly. Ribs expanding, front, side, and back. And even noticing movement of the chest and shoulders as the lungs inflate right to the top. No need to force it on the first few breaths. It can come with time. Noticing how you're feeling right now. There's no right or wrong way to feel. You might not be enjoying the meditation practice, and that's okay if you choose to stick with it. You might be feeling quite good. And if these kind of thoughts come up, we can think to ourselves, oh, that's my judging mind, or that's my liking or disliking mind. You may like to choose a word or several words to describe how you're feeling right now. Now let's start to take in the world around us with sense of sight. Noticing where your eyes go first when you look at the world around you. Maybe you're attracted to movement or beauty. Maybe you're just looking where you're going. Let's try to develop a new pattern. Look where you don't normally look. If you tend to keep your eyes downcast, let's look up at the sky. If you tend to move your eyes around very quickly from one object to the next, let's try holding a steady gaze. Maybe you tend to notice color, and today, let's see if you can notice texture. You may notice how similar things are. Let's see if you can look for novelty or some unique quality in the world around you. So maybe every tree seems the same. Is there something you can find in the trees around you that is unique from one to the next? And let's turn our awareness to sense of sound. So we can still keep the eyes open, but just shift our focus to what sounds reach your ears. Of course, this is including my voice, and you may notice some of the sounds of nature around me, birds this morning as I record this. And the same as we did with sense of sight. Probably your ears are naturally drawn to the loudest sounds. Sometimes they're drawn to the most pleasant or unpleasant sounds. And really stretch your ears to listen to things that you're not normally aware of. Often we forget about the sounds of our own breath or the sounds that we make as we move around. Seeking out more subtle noises. Stretching your sense of hearing far, far away. Looking for novelty in your sense of hearing. Again, it might come up. Some things that you like or dislike. Sounds that you enjoy or don't enjoy. Maybe you like the sound or you like the way it makes you feel. And again, we can just say to ourselves, oh, that's my liking mind. That's my judging mind. That's okay. There is no good or bad. There's only the mind. And let's spend some time here listening to sounds, looking for things you don't normally notice. Let's take in the smells all around you. You may or may not have a strong sense of smell. That's okay. See if you can pick up any sense. If you're lucky and spring is in full bloom, you may have something beautiful to take in. I know where I am, right between winter and spring, we have a season I like to call melting garbage. Whatever those smells are, just let them wash over us. We have no effect on them, and they may have some effect on us. Letting those scents reach your nose and pass by. Whatever it is, this too shall pass. And until it passes, we can be okay with it in the present moment. Coming to our sense of touch and feeling. Noticing the temperature right now. Noticing the temperature, which may be different from your body temperature. So maybe it's cold outside, but you're feeling quite comfortable. Or maybe it's a fairly pleasant day, but you are feeling uncomfortably hot. So let's see if you can just sit with that feeling of temperature versus body temperature. Often we think that they're the same. We don't really have an appreciation for it, but they're quite different. You might be one of those people who's always too cold regardless of the weather, or always too hot regardless of the weather. Or maybe you're very blessed to not really mind what the temperature is, hot or cold. Maybe you're having an emotional response to the temperature or how you're feeling right now. So you might be feeling quite pleasant and you're happy with that. Body is comfortable. You might be feeling uncomfortable, which makes you maybe not so happy. And let's come back to that thought again. There is no good or bad. There is only the mind. Seeing what that means for you today. Now, all around you, let's take in all sights, sounds, scents, and feelings. And let's turn them way down, imagining that you're in a silent movie, black and white, kind of numb to the experience. Things are at a great distance from you and have little to no effect on you. You may picture it grainy, unclear, boring, blasé. And then let's change that. Let's turn the intensity of everything up to 11. Crisp, clear. Draw the images super close to you. Turn up the brightness, the sounds, the scents, taking everything to its maximum. And you may like to leave it here at this maximum increased sensation, sight, sound, everything else, or we can tone it down and soften it slightly to a more manageable level. And you can try going back and forth from one to the other. So if today it's very unpleasant weather, you're too hot, too cold, whatever it might be, taking it to that grainy black and white silent film might help put the experience a bit more at arm's length for you, so you can focus more on your breath and well-being. If it's beautiful out today and you want to get more of that, you might really like taking it up to 11, getting the most of what you have to experience. In your own mind, you can oscillate back and forth until you settle at a really nice place to use to experience the day. You could also take a step back and imagine seeing yourself as the observer, looking perfectly happy, healthy, and whole, enjoying the day. Let's take a moment here to notice at least 3 things that you're grateful for. And they can be anything related or unrelated to this meditation, bringing them into your heart and mind. Thank you so much for choosing to spend this time with me. I hope it has given you a wonderful appreciation for the world around you. From my light to yours, namaste.